Warning: this video is intended for persons 13 years and over. Though the video's subject matter is media often aimed at children, it is talked about from an adult perspective. Thus, it may contain language and themes unsuitable for younger audiences. What up, snitches? I am the Animaniac, and our next stop on this journey through Disney's mainline films is Pinocchio. Directed by Ben Sharpstein and Hamilton Lusk, and based on the book The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi, it's about a woodcarver named Geppetto who creates the titular marionette puppet. One night before he went to sleep, he wished the puppet was a real boy upon a star. A blue fairy made that wish come true. Partly. Because in order for Pinocchio to become a real boy, he'll have to prove himself brave, truthful, and selfless, which is no easy task. Production of this film began while they were finishing up Snow White. Animator Norman Ferguson showed Walt Disney a translated version of the book. After he read it, Ferguson recalled Disney busting his guts with enthusiasm. Pinocchio was planned to be their third film after Bambi, but the crew was having trouble adapting the story and animating the animals realistically, so they had to put Bambi on hold and focus on Pinocchio in the meantime. Upon release, critics loved it almost as much as Snow White. Among them, the New York Times and Time magazine had praised its animation, charm, and humor. But unlike Snow White, it wasn't a box office smash when it first came out. Since World War II broke out, the film didn't have access to the European and Asian markets, meaning they only made back $1.5 million against an over $2 million budget. Basically a massive letdown for the studio. Eventually it was able to recoup its losses with a series of reissues between 1945 and 1992 with a lifetime worldwide gross of around $150 million. The movie took home the Oscars for Best Original Song for When You Wish Upon a Star and Best Original Score. Pinocchio was also added to the United States National Film Registry, having been deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant in 1994. And ever since then, multiple organizations and journalism outlets have continued to sing its praises to this day. It even holds a Rotten Tomatoes critical score of 98%. Now allow me to add more awestruck drool to the puddle Pinocchio gleefully splashes in. This film was a massive achievement in effects animation. Even for the time, these are still very impressive. Like how the characters on the music box moved during the little wooden head sequence made me forget that this movie came out in 1940, because this reminded me of CG characters in TV shows from the 2010s. It's that good. But a bigger part of this achievement are the water effects. A member of the famous Nine Old Men, Frank Thomas, who's also one of the animators on the film, once said, "The water looks so real a person can drown in it." And they do. They gave the ocean during the monstro sequence depth by putting more detail into the waves on the water surface in the foreground and put in less detail as the surface moved further back. The animation of the water, which they kept impressionistic in order to save time and money on the film, had to be traced twice, once the normal way and again with blue and black pencils. It looks really impressive when Monstro chases after Pinocchio and Geppetto while his face is covered in sea foam. Now enough of me complimenting how pretty it looks, let's see what's going on in their head. I gather the point of the film was to help parents get their children to be good by showing kids who are cautious, honest, and brave are rewarded, and kids who are impudent and self-indulgent are punished. And to make the already tough path of the straight and narrow even tougher, you give him a conscience like Jiminy Cricket. The dude couldn't even make his explanation of right and wrong clear for Pinocchio. No wonder it was so easy for Honest John and Gideon to fool him twice. Though I was entertained by the ways Honest John convinces Pinocchio into taking up acting, where he'd go the same way most child actors have gone, and going to a place to vandalize buildings, stuff his face with junk food, go on rides, and drink and smoke. Yes, you've heard that last one right. Kids drinking and smoking. As I watched this again, I noticed that by the end, Honest John, Gideon, and the Pleasure Island runner never got their just desserts. I guess this is one of those rare instances where a Disney villain gets off scot-free. Quickly! Somebody organize an internet lynch mob! While we wait, Pinocchio remains an impressive technical feat and a charming and thrilling story, with a moral not often taught to children anymore. Though I didn't like it as much as Snow White, this was perfect. Guys, what were your thoughts and memories of this film? Comment below. If you guys want to stay updated on future videos and see some cool artwork, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and DeviantArt, and be sure to subscribe to my backup channel over on BitChute. The links are in the description, and if you want to be the first to know when a new video will be up, ring that bell after you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.